The champagne glass shattered against the marble floor, and Amara Okafor's world tilted sideways. Her vision blurred, the glittering ballroom of Seoul's Grand Hyatt spinning into streaks of gold and crimson. She reached for the nearest pillar, her fingers slipping against the cold surface as her knees buckled. "Miss? Miss, are you all right?" Someone's voice sounded distant, underwater. Amara tried to speak, but her tongue felt thick, heavy. The faces around her melted into shadows. She was falling, and then strong arms caught her, pulling her against a chest that smelled of expensive cologne and something darker, more dangerous. "I've got you!" A deep voice murmured in accented English, and then everything went black. When Amara's eyes fluttered open, the first thing she saw was a ceiling so high it could have belonged to a cathedral. Soft morning light filtered through floor-to-ceiling windows, revealing a panoramic view of Seoul that took her breath away. She sat up abruptly, her heart hammering. This wasn't her hotel room. This wasn't anywhere she recognized. The bedroom was massive, decorated in minimalist luxury, with dark wood and cream silk. She looked down at herself, still in her burgundy cocktail dress from last night, shoes removed, but otherwise untouched. Her clutch sat on the nightstand beside her, contents intact. Amara swung her legs off the bed and rushed to the door. Locked. She tried the windows. 30 floors up, no balcony. Panic clawed at her throat as she spun around, searching for another exit. And that's when she saw him. A man stood in the doorway she hadn't noticed, partially hidden in shadow. Tall, broad-shouldered, dressed in a crisp white shirt with the sleeves rolled up. As he stepped into the light, Amara's breath caught. He was striking in a way that felt almost dangerous. Sharp cheekbones and a jaw that could cut glass, dark eyes that seemed to see straight through her. "Who are you?" Amara demanded, her Nigerian accent thickening with fear and anger. "Where am I? I'm calling the police right now." He moved with predatory grace, pulling her phone from his pocket and holding it out to her. "Go ahead. Call them. Tell them you're in Kang Min-jun's penthouse. See what they say." Amara snatched the phone, but something in his tone made her hesitate. Kang Min-jun. Should that name mean something to me? A ghost of a smile touched his lips, though it didn't reach his eyes. "You're new to Seoul. That's why you're still alive." "What are you talking about?" Her finger hovered over the emergency call button. "You were poisoned last night, Miss Okafor. The champagne you accepted from the man in the gray suit. I watched you take it, watched you start to fall. I got to you first." Amara's mind raced back. The party. The handsome stranger who'd offered her a drink while she was distracted, talking to a potential client about destination weddings. She'd been so tired, so eager to make connections for her event, planning business. She'd accepted without thinking. "That's insane. Why would anyone poison me? I'm nobody. Just a wedding planner from Lagos trying to expand my business." Min-jun moved closer, and Amara instinctively stepped back until her shoulders hit the window. He stopped a respectful distance away, but his presence filled the space between them. "The man who gave you that drink works for the Jade Serpents. They're my rivals. They thought you were someone else, someone close to me. But even after they realized their mistake, you became a problem." "A problem? I don't understand any of this." "You saw something you shouldn't have. When you were stumbling through the crowd, disoriented from the drug, you passed by a transaction, money and information exchanging hands. 3 men who would kill to keep that meeting secret." Amara's hand flew to her mouth. She did remember now. Hazily. Men in dark suits huddled near the service entrance. One of them had looked right at her, his expression cold and calculating. "So what happens now?" she whispered. "You're going to kill me to protect them?" Minjun's expression hardened. "I'm going to protect you from them, whether you like it or not." "I don't need your protection. I'm going back to my hotel, getting my things and flying home to Lagos. Today. They have your passport information, your hotel room number, your flight details, every piece of data you entered when you registered for the wedding expo." He pulled out a tablet, tapped the screen, and turned it to face her. "This is the airport security footage from 2 hours ago. Those 3 men waiting at Terminal 2, your terminal, your gate." Amara stared at the screen, her blood running cold. The same men from the party, watching the departure board. "No," she breathed. "No, this can't be happening. I came here to build my business, not to get caught up in some gangster movie." "Yet here you are." Minjun's voice was matter-of-fact, almost gentle. "The reality is simple, Miss Okafor. Until I neutralize the threat, you stay here, under my protection, safe." "You mean prisoner?" "I mean alive." He turned toward the door. "Mrs. Park will bring you breakfast. Everything you need is in the closet and bathroom. I'll have your belongings retrieved from your hotel discreetly." "Wait!" Amara called out. He paused. "You said they thought I was someone close to you. Who did they think I was?" Minjun looked back at her, something unreadable in his dark eyes. "My fiancé. It's a useful rumor I let circulate for protection. They thought I'd finally chosen someone." He left before she could respond, the door clicking shut behind him. Amara sank onto the bed, her mind reeling. 3 days ago, she was celebrating landing her first international client. Now she was trapped in a stranger's penthouse, caught in the crossfire of a world she didn't understand. She grabbed her phone and called her younger sister, Ada. "Amara! Finally! I've been worried sick. You didn't call yesterday." I'm fine. Just been busy with meetings. You know how it is." Amara forced brightness into her voice, hating the lie. "You sound weird. Are you sure everything's okay?" "Just tired. Listen, I might extend my trip a bit. There are some opportunities here I want to explore." Ada's squeal nearly burst her eardrum. "Oh my God, are you serious? Amara, this is huge. Mama will be so proud." Guilt twisted in Amara's stomach as she chatted with her sister, maintaining the facade that everything was wonderful. When she finally hung up, she felt hollowed out. She was lying to her family, trapped by a man who claimed to be protecting her, in a city where she didn't speak the language or understand the rules. The next few days blurred together. Mrs. Park, a kind-faced woman in her 60s, brought meals and tried to teach Amara basic Korean phrases. Amara tested every door, every window, every possible escape route. Each time she was gently but firmly redirected by security guards who appeared from nowhere. On the 3rd night, unable to sleep, Amara wandered out to the penthouse's terrace. The Seoul skyline glittered before her, a forest of light stretching to the horizon. She heard footsteps behind her, and didn't need to turn around to know it was him. "Can't sleep?" Minjun asked, joining her at the railing. "Would you, if you were me?" He was quiet for a long moment. "No, I suppose I wouldn't." Amara glanced at him. In the soft light, he looked different, tired, human. "Can I ask you something? Why do you live like this, with enemies and guards and locked doors?" Minjun's jaw tightened. "I didn't choose this life. My father did. He built an empire on both sides of the law, made enemies in every corner of this city. When he died 5 years ago, I inherited everything. His businesses, his obligations, his wars. You could walk away. Could I?" He turned to face her fully, The people who depend on me for their livelihoods, the families I'm responsible for, the balance of power I maintain that keeps all-out war from breaking out in these streets. It's not as simple as walking away." Amara studied him, seeing past the cold exterior for the first time. "You hate it." "Every day." The admission seemed to surprise him as much as her. "But it's the reality I live in." "I built my business from nothing," Amara said softly. "My mother cleaned houses, took night shifts at the hospital, sacrificed everything so I could go to university. I started my event planning company with money I saved from working 3 jobs. Every success is mine. Every failure is mine. I can't imagine living a life someone else designed for me." Minjun looked at her with something like wonder. "You're very brave, Miss Okafor." "Amara, if I'm going to be your prisoner, you might as well use my name. And I'm not brave. I'm terrified. But I'm also angry and stubborn, and I don't give up easily." A real smile crossed his face, transforming it entirely. "I'm beginning to see that. Come, I want to show you something." He led her back inside, through corridors she hadn't been allowed to explore, to a locked door at the end of the east wing. He pressed his palm to a biometric scanner, and the door opened to reveal a space that made Amara gasp. It was an art studio. Canvases lined the walls, some finished, most in progress. The paintings were stunning, emotional, full of color and movement that seemed at odds with the controlled, dangerous man beside her. "You painted these?" She moved from canvas to canvas, mesmerized. "It's the only thing that's truly mine, the only choice I make that doesn't affect anyone else." Amara stopped in front of a painting of a bird in flight, breaking free from a cage. The emotion in it was raw, almost painful. "This is beautiful. You're incredibly talented. You're the first person to see this room in 3 years." She turned to him, surprised. "Why show me?" "Because you asked about my life. This is the only honest answer I have." He moved closer, and Amara felt the air between them charged with something electric. "You're different from anyone I've met. You see me? Not the reputation or the fear. Just me." "Minjun," she whispered, and the sound of his name on her lips seemed to break something in him. He reached out, his fingers gentle as they tucked a stray braid behind her ear. "I should let you go back to your room." "What if I don't want to go?" The tension stretched between them, fragile and dangerous. Minjun's phone shattered the moment, buzzing insistently. He looked at the screen, and his expression went cold, the walls slamming back into place. "We need to move, now." "What? Why?" "They've found this location. Get your things. We have 2 minutes." The next hour was a blur of motion. Minjun's men appeared, weapons drawn, ushering them through hidden passages. Amara heard gunfire, shouting in Korean, the sound of glass breaking. Minjun kept her behind him, one hand gripping hers as they ran through the building's service corridors. They emerged in an underground garage where a car waited, engine running. Minjun pushed her into the back seat and climbed in after her. "Drive, Route 7. The car peeled out as explosions echoed behind them. Amara twisted to look back, seeing flames licking up from the lower floors of the building. "You're home," she gasped. "Just a place. You're safe. That's what matters." But there was a cut on his cheek, blood trickling down his jaw. Amara reached out without thinking, pressing her hand to his face. "You're hurt." Minjun caught her wrist, his thumb stroking her pulse point. "I've had worse. Are you all right?" "I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. 3 days ago, I was worried about seating charts and flower arrangements. Now I'm in a car chase with a Mafia boss who paints birds in cages. Despite everything, he smiled. When you put it that way, it does sound absurd. Min June, who were those people? Why do they want to kill you? The Jade Serpents have been trying to take my territory for years. They think if they eliminate me, the vacuum will let them expand. They're wrong. It would only create chaos. The car pulled into an underground facility, and they were ushered into a safe house. It was smaller than the penthouse, more intimate. 1 bedroom, an open living space, security monitors covering every wall. Min June went straight to the monitors, checking feeds and talking rapidly in Korean to someone on his phone. Amara found the first aid kit and approached him hesitantly. "Sit down. Let me clean that cut." He ended his call and sat, and she moved between his legs to get better access to his face. This close, she could see the exhaustion in his eyes, the weight he carried in every line of his body. "Why are you protecting me?" she asked quietly, dabbing antiseptic on the wound. "You don't know me. You owe me nothing." Min June's hands came to rest on her hips, steadying her. "From the moment I caught you falling, something changed. I've spent 5 years building walls, keeping everyone at a distance. It's safer that way. But you walked into my life, completely unaware of who I am, and you treated me like a person. Not a weapon, not a title, not something to fear. Just me. I'm terrified of you," Amara admitted. "But you're here anyway, tending my wounds, asking me questions, seeing me." She finished cleaning the cut and didn't step back. "What happens when this is over? When the threat is gone and I can leave?" "You're free to go whenever you want, Amara. I'll arrange everything. New documents, protection, safe passage home. You can return to your life like this never happened." "And what about you?" "I go back to my cage." His hands tightened on her hips. "This is my world. I can't drag you into it permanently. You have dreams, a business, a family who loves you. I won't be the reason you lose that." Amara cupped his face, forcing him to meet her eyes. "What if I don't want to go back? What if I want to stay?" "Then you'd be mine," he said roughly. "Truly mine. And I would spend every day proving I'm worthy of you. But I can't ask that of you. This life, these dangers, it never ends. You're not asking. I'm choosing." The kiss was inevitable, a collision of need and fear, and something deeper. Min June pulled her against him, and Amara lost herself in the taste of him, the feel of his hands in her hair, the way he held her like she was precious and breakable and strong all at once. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, he pressed his forehead to hers. "I can end this. The cycle, the violence, all of it. But it means destroying everything my father built. Everyone who depends on that structure. What do you want?" "I want you. I want a life where I wake up without checking for threats. I want to paint and show my work and build something that's mine, not inherited. I want to be the man you deserve." "Then do it. Be brave, enough to choose yourself for once." Over the next week, Min June made calls, arranged meetings, set plans in motion. Amara watched him systematically dismantle his father's empire, turning evidence over to authorities, severing ties with criminal elements, negotiating exits for the people who worked for him legitimately. It was dangerous, complicated work. There were attempts on his life, threats, betrayals from people he'd trusted. Through it all, Amara stood beside him, her strength anchoring him when the weight seemed too much. "Why?" he asked her one night, as they watched the news report his testimony met against the Jade Serpent's leadership. Why risk everything for me? Because I see who you are under all of this. Because you caught me when I fell, and now it's my turn to catch you. Because I'm falling in love with you, Kang Min-jun. And I choose you. Every dangerous, complicated part of you. He kissed her with a desperation that spoke of gratitude, and wonder, and fear of losing her. I love you. I've loved you since the moment you looked at me and saw a man, not a monster. Sarange Amara. What does that mean? I love you. In my language, in my heart, in every way that matters. 3 months later, Amara stood in the ballroom of Lagos's finest hotel, overseeing the wedding of a prominent senator's daughter. Her business had exploded after landing several high-profile Korean clients, and she'd had to hire 3 new assistants to keep up with demand. Her sister Ada rushed over, grinning. Everything's perfect, as usual. You know you've been different since you came back from Seoul. Happier. Are you sure there wasn't a man involved in that business trip? Amara smiled mysteriously. Maybe there was. Maybe there wasn't. Amara Okafor, you tell me right now, or I swear I'll... Excuse me. A deep, accented voice interrupted them. I'm looking for the event planner. I hear she's the best in West Africa. Amara turned and her heart stopped. Min-jun stood there in a perfectly tailored suit, holding a bouquet of white roses, looking at her like she was the only person in the world. What are you doing here? She breathed. I told you I'd prove I was worthy. He walked toward her, and the wedding guests began to whisper and point. I dismantled the organization, Amara. Every part of it. I testified. I cooperated. I'm free. Truly free for the first time in my life. Tears streamed down her face. You came for me. I'll always come for you. He dropped to one knee and Ada gasped beside her. Amara Okafor, you walked into my life at a party in Seoul and changed everything. You saw past the darkness to the man I wanted to be. You gave me the courage to choose my own path. Will you let me spend the rest of my life choosing you? Will you marry me? Amara pulled him to his feet and kissed him in front of everyone, not caring about this spectacle. Yes. 1,000 times yes. The wedding guests erupted in applause, and Ada grabbed her arm. Oh my, God, you have so much explaining to do. Min-jun cupped Amara's face, his thumb brushing away her tears. I love you. In Seoul, in Lagos, anywhere in the world. You're mine, and I'm yours. Promise me something, Amara said. Promise we'll build our life together. No cages, no walls, just us. I promise. Though, I hope you don't mind if I bring my paintings. She laughed through her tears. I insist on it. I'm going to make sure the world sees your art, starting with our wedding. Our wedding? Did you think I'd wait long? I'm an event planner, Min-jun. I'm going to throw the most beautiful fusion wedding Seoul and Lagos have ever seen. He kissed her again, and Amara felt the last piece of fear fall away. She'd gone to Seoul to expand her business, and had found something infinitely more valuable. She'd found a partner who'd burned down his inherited kingdom to build a home with her. She'd found love in the most unexpected place, and it was worth every terrifying, thrilling moment. If you enjoyed this story of unexpected love and second chances, please hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below, telling us what you thought about Amara and Min-jun's journey. Would you have stayed or would you have run? Let us know, and don't forget to like this video. We have more incredible love stories coming your way, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you never miss an upload. Thank you for watching. And remember, sometimes the best things in life are the ones we never see coming.